Yo, what it do? We back at it again, man. You know what it is. The voice of the culture, man. And today, man, I'm sitting next to a brother that, man, he's done so many things, man. I call him the silent assassin on the low, but I also call him coach. I also call him an individual that has definitely impacted our community, our kids, our youth, and a lot of other youth. And I don't know what more to say to him. But welcome to the show, man. It's the star, man.
Yo,
It's
appreciate you for
Leo,
having
man.
me, man.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Mr.
Appreciate it.
LJ himself. Yo, welcome. Yo, it's been a long time.
It has been.
We've been
It
going
has
back
been.
and forth.
Yep. It's supposed to happen like almost a year. almost
But
a
you know
year
what? That's
ago.
how a lot of these things happen.
Yeah.
You know
for
what I mean?
sure,
It's all
for
about
sure.
timing, and I thank you for letting me know yo I'm ready. And I
Ah,
thank you for, you know what I mean, hollering back at me, man. I
appreciate
it,
you
man.
for even considering me, man. That's
Nah,
a,
bro. I have to pay homage. Like, you know, my platform is about giving flowers. What you've done, the things that you have accomplished, your achievements, man. Like, come on, man. I watched it, I saw it, I admire it, I respect it. You know what I mean? You wear a lot of hats. You're a father, you're a husband, you're a coach, you're a mentor. You're still an athlete and at heart. You're still a ball player. Like, come on, you're juggling so many different things, and you do it so, I don't know how to put it, just so laid back and smooth with it, man. I never really seen, I always saw it as a calmness.
Right.
And I'm not quite sure the game that you play, the life, it has moments.
Oh,
It
big
has
time.
its ups,
Big time.
downs, dealing with patients, kids, your family, other families. But man, the way you navigate through all that, bro, is, yo, man, I salute you, King. Man.
I appreciate
And it's
that,
an honor
man.
to
I
sit next to
appreciate that.
greatness, man.
Yo.
True greatness right here, man.
And I'm doing the same, man. You're doing something beautiful here. I watch all the episodes. I appreciate it, and I'm just happy I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
man.
It's a pleasure for me to be here.
It was a no-brainer for me. You know what I mean? Me personally, I kind of handpicked, and it was a no-brainer. It really was, man. But at the end of the day, we here, man. And I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
lock in and let the people know, man, you got one here, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
got a great one here, man. If you need any toolage on that court, we're getting all that. But let's
right.
start where it really started at, man. You know what I mean? Let's
yes.
start with, when did that, yo, somebody told me a story yesterday about you,
Okay.
and it was random. I was getting a haircut. He was like, yo, I remember he was my freshman coach. He brought his dad in to work with the big guys.
That's
the
funny.
big.
Yes.
I was like, huh? It's
Yes.
like I never really heard. He's like, yo, that changed him. He said to me, yo, that kind of let me know how involved he was with us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When he's bringing people outside his father, his role model, his guy, his teacher, his mentor, to work with us, that was a blessing. So that just let me know right there the character that you already and what you're setting your team to be, man. But let's start from the beginning.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Where did it all start from, man? With the ball, with the pill, the rock.
So, my dad, he played ball.
Oh,
right?
see, I
He
didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a ball player. He was pretty good. Like, he went up Syracuse, started at Syracuse.
Okay. Orange man.
For a little bit. He got kicked out. Like, his senior year was Boeheim's first year.
Wow.
Yeah, and he got in trouble and he got kicked out.
Okay.
So he wound up going to Utica.
Okay.
Right there in Syracuse, same area. So he played ball there. He did a little overseas stint and a little CBA action.
So it basically is your DNA.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like my earliest memories, I don't remember none of that. I wasn't alive, but I remember going to, like, I don't even know if it was his men's league games or whatever it was, and hearing the horn and what I'm saying,
You
just being
remember
on
the
court.
atmosphere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and you get the bug there, and then at home, where we live so I was born in Albany, New
Okay.
York. So we moved here when I was very young, maybe like 6 months or 7 months old or something like that. We moved over to 143 Engle Street.
Okay.
And so he had all his trophies up there. So I would be there grabbing the trophies, breaking them. You know what I'm saying? Just taking them, breaking them. I remember I had a couple basketballs that he had. And right next door to where we lived was St. Paul's Church.
Okay.
And St. Paul's Church, and the hoop is still up. It's an old hoop, no net, moon backboard. I used to go out there and just try to mimic, you know what I'm saying?
Mimic what you saw.
Yeah, what I saw.
Because
So-
you had someone at home.
Yep. And that's where the love came from, man. And then from there, it just never stopped. It just never stopped.
Let me ask you this: did your father ever push you, or he kind of let you do your own thing?
Nah, so I think my dad is more like me. Like, even with my kids, I never pushed them to play. I want them to find the love themselves, And I think the same thing with him. I don't even know. Like, I just found it. I just love it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just loved it. It wasn't anything that he said or did. It was just me seeing it, you know what I'm saying, wanting to mimic it,
Right.
and then wanting to master it.
Right.
So, you know, that's where I got it from.
And I think when it's done like that, I think it's done when it's in that type of situation, it's pure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like my son, he played, and I just told him, listen, whatever you decide to do is what you decide to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We not in a situation. Of course, everybody wants their kid to go to the next level and get the big stage. We want all that. But listen, man, at the end of the day, find what's best for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that makes it easier for the kid.
And I tell this to my kids, and I tell this to everybody. Any player that I play or train or coach, it's not about basketball. Basketball, if you love it, you love it. But I think the key to life is finding something that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? There's no dollar amount or anything that can make you see these millionaires, billionaires. They're miserable. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
90% of them are miserable.
Yeah. So you know, you don't have to be a millionaire basketball player to be happy.
Right.
Find what you get joy in, put all your effort into that, whatever it may be, and then boom, you won at life.
Yeah. Because if you're not playing to have fun, then you start to lose. You lose everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna lie. I was a ball player myself at one time before I did the ignorance. Once the ignorance occurred, I lost love of the game because I was disappointed in myself. So I understand what it is to say to have fun.
Right.
And that's what I used to tell Nay, you know, yo, when you're on that field, just have fun, man. When you're in college, have fun. Have fun on the field. Not off campus. When you're on campus, do what we need to do, but have fun.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got the bug. What year is this? Give us the year.
Man,
so we can go to the
that's a great
ball.
question. So we got to go back to this got to be like 1985.
Okay.
1985, because this is around the same time that I started falling in love with football too. So there's a two, you know,
I
two
was going to
prongs.
ask you.
Yeah.
I heard you had a little thing for that at one point.
Yeah, actually, football.
Was that your first love?
It wasn't, but it came easier to me. Football came easier than basketball did to me. And I don't know, maybe it's just like a genetic thing, God gift, whatever, but I could throw the ball. I could throw the hell out the basketball,
Right.
the football. So I would say I fell in love with the game around that time, 85, 86, when I was able to go outside. I might have been about 6 years old around that time. And believe it or not, I can go outside by myself. You know what I'm saying? And go shoot hoops. And I was chucking them up this way and
That's the
just trying to throw
beginner's
it.
age.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
We've
just
all
trying
been
to-
there.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, from that point on, it was like, man, I love this. I got to do something with this. And I just never stopped. You know what I'm saying, from that point on. And it wasn't always peaches and cream either. Like, it was a struggle. Like I said, football came easy. Basketball did not.
It's funny that most basketball players love football and most football players love basketball. Because we see it. You know, they score, they want to dunk.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Why is that? I want to ask your opinion on that.
It's like you want the thing that you can't get. You know what I'm saying? It's like the old adage of athletes want to be rappers and rappers want to be athletes.
Man, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's something that you might not be good at, but damn, you love it, right? Or I might want to be a rapper, but damn, my bars are terrible.
Right.
Right. But it's that lifestyle or whatever they see.
It's the image.
Yeah. It's always wanting to be something that you can't get to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't reach out and touch that, so you wanna fantasize about it.
Right. And even try to do it because you just have that competitive nature.
There you go. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Because
yep.
my son, he played basketball.
I know.
Right.
He was over when I was a freshman coach. He came through.
Right. And I'm like, that's not really you. But I got it. He just wanted to continue to compete.
Yep.
And that's what he said. I just like competing. I said, well, all right. You know what I mean? But maybe you should chill out. So you, at the end of the day, you fall in love with this game.
Yep. 100%.
Now, you a true baller. So you done shoveled basketball courts.
You already know.
You was in the rain,
Snow. Ice.
sleet, cold, by yourself.
Yep.
Went through 1,000 basketballs.
Yep.
That journey each day that you were doing that, where was your mind at?
You know what? My mind was just the love. Like, you just love it. So you didn't care if it was, 4 inches of snow out there. You're going to go and shovel and play because that's what you love to do. And I didn't want to be in the house, right? So, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what the elements were outside. And I didn't have no gym to go to. So everything was outside, wherever it was. If I was at the courts of St. Paul when I was in KG, shoveling the crates.
I think that's for all of us growing up. Though. My era too. You know what I mean? I was blessed. I had my pops put a basketball court in the backyard.
Lucky you.
Lucky, and he wasn't. My pops never touched the ball.
Right.
He never. It was really just for me. Just to, you hear. He even did the paved. He cut.
Yeah.
He was upset. He took some grass up. He paved, and then he put it up.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And that was my sanctuary.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
For me to go, but I brought everybody to my house.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I lived on Liberty Road, right up the street from the high school, so everybody had to pass my house. So I understand that feeling of just wanting to be outside because it was those cold days when I was outside in the backyard.
Freezing.
Talking to myself, running back and forth.
3, 2, 1.
Come on,
buzzer
man.
beaters.
Come on, man.
You know how it go.
Come on, man. Let's talk about getting into the point now you want to play on a team.
Okay. So I'm late. So I didn't play on a team, on an organized travel team until 7th grade.
Okay.
Until 7th grade. In the middle school, we had Coach Butcher.
Yeah.
He was our middle school coach, and I tried out, made the team, and, that was it right there. And I tell you what, Coach Butcher, and I tell him this
To this
all
day,
the time.
shout out to Coach Butch because
he's my
he
guy.
was definitely he played a big part in a
In
lot
all
of
of
us.
our lives,
In all
right?
of our lives.
All of our
Mine,
lives.
facts. He definitely was.
Yep, not even just the middle school
Right.
or whatever. We had our camp teams over here when we had the McKay Park camp team. We would play Denon. We would play
He was
West
active
Side.
in Inglewood. He was very active
always,
in coaching us in
he was,
Inglewood.
and a lot of my philosophy comes from him and Acreage.
Okay.
Two of my biggest who I draw from. But yeah, so I played my first year, 7th grade, and I was just known as one thing. I was just known as a shooter, right? That's all I had. I had a jump. I had no handle. I had nothing. I mean, I can move around, play defense, lock up, but I was one-dimensional.
Well, they said you was Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. They
said, yo, he was a sniper.
I could shoot a little bit. Yep. So that's what I did. And I played to my strength then. And as I got older and developed, I started adding on to my game. And
did you go any camps? Like any out-of-state camps, you know what I mean? Remember?
I did. But, I tell you this, the one camp I did go to out of state, we did 5-star camp. But that was later on. That wasn't until the 10th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, that was until the 10th grade. And I didn't, I think the reason being, because I didn't want to burden my mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom's single mom. She's raising 3 kids.
That was a lot back then.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front.
So it was hard for me to ask her for anything because I know she worked. She hard. And then later on, she got sick.
And that
so
camp wasn't cheap either.
Nah.
I mean, for back then, it wasn't cheap.
Nah, so I'll tell you a story about that 5-star camp. And this, like I said, it's like 10th grade. So me and 2 of my best friends is Mark and Mike Cooper.
Okay.
Pook's son.
Yeah.
And so they were like my brothers. Pook was like my
That was your
surrogate
guy.
father, right? So
Okay.
I was at their house more than I was at my house.
Right.
So, we signed up. Well, they brought it to me like, yo, we're going to do the 5-star camp. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell my mom. Boom, boom, we'll sign up. I ain't tell my mom because I ain't want to ask her for no money. Like,
Right.
So fast forward, it comes down to a week before the deadline of you have to submit the applications or whatever. And I finally go to my mother, and I'm like, Mom, I wanna
The
go to
week
this
of.
camp. Yeah, the week of.
The week
man,
of
the
at
week
that.
of. And she goes, damn, we only got a week. Like, and I'm like, shit. Like, I want to go, Mom, but I said I didn't want to ask you.
Right.
So, but long story short, and this is why I love Pook so much, Cooper. He
Let's
helped
go.
pay for that.
Let's go.
He helped pay for that. So I was able to go, and that was a great experience.
That's fire because I
Yep.
really think back in the days that's how it really was in the community. So
Absolutely.
real talk.
And I'm gonna tell you this, KG specifically, right? I can't speak of every other. I can't speak of Parkview and Rock
Right.
Creek,
You can speak of
but
what you know.
Where I grew up, that's the way it was. It was a family, especially with me and the Coops and Poop. He really took me under his
Right.
wing.
And he believed in you.
Absolutely.
And he knew that he knew what you were trying to do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it was just like that when my era, my group of friends, it wasn't we grew up in everybody had a house.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it was like we knew. We went to Miss Chavis' house. You know what I mean? We went to my house, you know what I mean? We was in the backyards, you know what I mean? Our parents knew each other. He's going.
100%.
If he's going, then all right,
You're good.
You're good.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's just how it was. And I think that made us stronger too in the community, but also as athletes. Because if you think about it, I was telling someone yesterday, I said, yo, everybody I played ball with, we played ball from day one. And we just kept going. So we was each other's competition.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I know you went through that era. You know what I'm saying?
man.
You had that right-hand man that was outside with you every day.
You know what's funny? I had a crew, though. I was lucky.
I had a crew, too.
Yeah, I had a crew, a
that's
KG
how,
crew.
See? Y'all had KG
And
crew.
I'll tell you a quick story. In KG, we had the courts. You know, they have the new courts up there now. They used to take the hoops away from us and lock the court up. So we couldn't get on the court.
So y'all rock.
So what happened was, so what happened, we had the tennis court on the other side over here. So Poop, he was like, man, I had enough. Actually, first, we started on a light post. So we had a light post on the street right there by the court, in between the court and where, like, what's the fitness spot out over there right now?
I know you're talking about that.
Well, Mike G's spot.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So there was a post there, and he put a milk crate on the post. So that's where we started playing. And then we was like, all right, we need a little bit more. So we went into the tennis court, and we put crates on two sides of the tennis court.
Okay.
And then that became legendary. The crates in KG, if anybody knows, is legendary. And that's where I honed my game. That's where I learned how to play for
On
real,
the crates
for
of
real.
KG.
On the crates. And I had my crews. Me, Karan Johnson, the twins, Mark and Mike, Chris Wilson, Rob Langston, Lindsey West, LaRon McKnight. Like, we all played there consistently every single day.
And they stopped putting the net up too. They stopped putting the net for the tennis.
Yeah, that's why we were able to get in there, because they ain't had no
Come
net.
on, man.
They ain't
I
had no
played
net.
in KG.
Yeah, they ain't
so
had
I
no
know.
net.
Yeah.
So, and we used to challenge everybody. I mean, we'll come to the crates. Come to the crates. We'll whoop your ass. Come to the crates. We never lost. Never lost. And that's a fact. We never lost in the crates to anybody in Inglewood. But that's where we all honed our skill and our competitiveness. And, you know, not only that, we formed more of a brotherhood, you know, within that. So.
And I think that's what made it also so more dynamic. It was the people you had around you.
100%.
Everybody had that same passion
Yep.
and energy. Like we all, my era, we all wanted to be UNLV. We wanted to be the running rebels.
Larry Johnson, Stacey
Come
Allman,
on,
Greg
man.
Anthony.
I mean, we used to
Anderson
sit
Hunt.
in G's house, man, with towels in our mouths.
Like
talk.
talk.
Like talk. You know, so you know I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Come on,
Absolutely.
man. For them to beat Duke,
Yep.
for us, I feel like we won the national
Oh,
championship.
trust.
that
I was
year.
the same way.
You know what I mean?
Same
so
way.
That,
Same way.
And I think, you know, now that takes away a little bit with these
Yeah.
kids. You know what I mean? It's YouTubes and this and that. Yo, it was really watching games. We watched games, man. You know what I mean?
Became a student.
Student. That was our film.
Didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
But we were becoming students of the game.
And our parents didn't mind that. They rather 7 of us. I know my mother didn't, because Miss Chavis would come upstairs with cookies and ice cream, and my mother ordered pizza. JP mother might get us some Blimpies. Just they in the house, they watching sports.
Yep.
That's all.
Let 'em
I ain't
be.
let them be.
Yep.
You know what I
Ain't
mean?
getting in trouble. They having
So
a
you
good
go to
time.
ABC, man. 10th grade.
Nah, not ABC. 5-star.
5-star. You go to 5-star.
So I go to 5-star.
How was that experience?
That was great. That was great. You know who I went with? I don't know if you remember Lamont Stevens.
Come on, man.
Lamonte was my guy. One of the
Come on, his
funniest.
brother was Mark Stevens.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dee-Wee.
Yep, Dee-Wee.
That's my
yep,
class.
Yep.
Come
yep,
on, man.
Yep.
He was a beast too.
I love Monty.
Monty was, yeah.
Great ball player, even funnier dude. He might be one of the funniest dudes I know.
Still to this day.
Oh man.
But he loved that pill.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we were all there. It was me, Monty, and the twins, Mark and Mike, and it was the best week of my life. Between basketball, from the time you wake up, lunch, more basketball, end of the night, basketball, you go back to your bunks, Monty joking, dancing. Like, it was the funniest and best time I ever had. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know the other players who were there. I'm so in my own box at that point. I just know I'm there with my dudes. We competing, we winning things. I won like some kind of championship there. But the best part outside of basketball, again, and this is basketball in itself, like, you will find out that you will have more fun off the court with your guys and have more memories off the court with your guys than you will on the court with your guys. But the basketball brings you together.
Right.
And basketball brought us together. But the best part of that camp, I swear to God, every night was Monty joking on Like Monty
That's just
was
who he
the
was.
funniest
That was
dude.
his character.
Oh,
no
man.
matter where he go,
Oh,
he gonna do that.
Absolutely.
And that was the
that
blessing.
translated back to varsity basketball too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Monty's a year ahead of me.
Okay.
So my junior year we played together. His senior year, and the same thing.
So
Wonderful.
now you go, you 5-star
Right.
next season because approaching.
Next season approaching. Yep.
You taking everything from 5-star, all the work you put in.
Yep.
Where's your mindset going into that next season?
So for me, that next season was I had to start varsity. Right. So my 10th grade year, and you know Coach Mack, right? So Coach Mack,
God bless.
I want to rewind a little bit to my 10th grade year when we had tryouts. I thought I had a good tryout. I think I had a pretty damn great tryout. And so at the end of the tryouts or whatever, all the players who were on the team, they made it, and Coach Mack goes, all right, I want all the varsity players to go on this side or the JV guys go to that side. I started walking towards the varsity side. Max said, take your ass on the other side.
That's Max.
Yep, take your ass on the other side. And I was like, shit. So, you know, going in my junior year, I was like, it's a no-brainer. Now it's time. So, you know, coming off that 5-star camp, you come home with the book. You know, remember the 5-star book with all the drills? So I would take the book out by myself, go on McKay Park, on the red courts. Nobody's around on the red courts
Yeah,
then,
the
right?
red
The
court.
red courts.
The
You
red
remember?
courts.
Yeah, the red courts on the far end.
Come on, man.
And you know, I would go through drills and just by myself. I was in my own zone, like you know, and you know, I was determined that I was going to become a good ball player, and you know, the rest.
The rest is really history. The rest is the history, man. Now, you know, I didn't get a chance to play for Coach Mack. You know what I mean? But I watched him because my sister come from that whole era. Coach Mack really loved his students.
Oh, big time.
You know, shout out to the Mack family because what they did at Dwight Morrow for us, and I say us, man, is priceless. I you know, and I think he really planted. When I saw you coach, and I felt like you took a little bit of piece of everybody.
Everybody, yes, yep.
I ain't gonna front about that. You know what I mean? When I saw the first time you coach, I said, yo, I see a little bit of everybody. He comes from, I know I saw the structure, you know what I mean? And I admire that because you always remain a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? So now, the year takes off.
Yep.
You a dog.
Now we here.
Schools.
So early on, like even I'm a big time late bloomer, right? I wasn't one of those kids who was a prodigy from, you know, 6 years old, 7 years old. I worked at this shit.
You developed.
I worked my ass off to get good.
I respect that.
So my junior year, I get that starting role that I wanted. So I'm starting now. I'm starting to play.
Who's your starting five?
The starting five was me, Madball, Kevin Pearson.
Come on, man.
Monty. Me, Kevin Pearson, Monty.
Madball was nice.
Yeah, Madball, yep.
Coming off of Oakland Street.
Yep.
Him used to play at Cross Park. His handle was, and he was a crazy distributor.
Absolutely. Frankie Lord, who was another big, I'm trying to think who was the fifth then. Will Norwood.
Okay.
Will Norwood. And we go on a run. Like we went, and this is Coach Akeridge's first year.
Yes.
Right? So.
And this town is buzzing.
Buzzing,
bro. Let's be clear. Akeridge is like Pat Riley right now.
So we on the run right now, right? My junior year. We in the Jamboree semifinals at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Right.
And I start off the game hot. I think in the first 30 seconds I might have had like 5 or 7 points, something like that. And I remember I get a steal in Fairleigh. Like, this is where you want to be.
Come
right?
on, FDU.
Crowd is going crazy. Teaneck versus Inglewood.
Everybody's in there. Let's be clear.
You got on Teaneck's side, you got a bunch of D1 pros. You got Mike Nurse over there. You had Peter Vignier.
And they're watching.
They're watching. And I'm starting off the game having a great one. I go up for a layup. I hear something pop in my hip. I fall down. I try to get up, try to walk. Can't lift my left leg. I got to hop off with the right leg. Boom. Fractured the growth plates in my hip. 4 to 6 weeks, right in the Jamboree. So I missed from that game, that semifinal game. I missed the state run. So I got back for the state championship game.
Okay.
So we make it to the state championship game. We're playing Pleasantville at Rutgers.
Okay.
And that's my first game back, and we got clapped. Like, we got smacked.
But where was your mind at, though?
I was just happy to be back on the court.
It wasn't no nerves?
Of course.
I think let's be clear, we in Rutgers.
We in Rutgers. It's packed.
It's packed. It's the run.
It's my first game back.
Family members, everybody's in the building.
Everybody's in the building. Everybody thinking we gonna bring it home. This is
Mom's just holding her breath on the low.
Absolutely.
Because she know you injured.
Absolutely. And I was just I swear I was just happy to be back. You know what I'm saying? And now let the chips fall where they may. And it wasn't the best game. I mean, like I said, we got smacked. I might have had like 5, 6 points, right? Maybe 5 or 6 points. And you got a little taste of it. But once that game was over, the first thing we said when we walking off the court, we said it to everybody, all the fans, I said, we'll see you back here next year. We'll see you back here next year. And then from that point on, it was go time. Because then I started dunking. Now I'm throwing it down. The hip is healed. I come back from the hip. I'm catching dunks all over the place. So now, it's like that focus is on a million. And on basketball and football, too. Because our football team, we had one of the best football teams in Dwight Morrow history, my senior year. So for that, like, the focus was just on another level, and I was locked in. And I guaranteed myself that we will be back there again the following year.
Yo, somebody told me, I did my homework.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, yo, on the low, you was KD before KD.
You know what? KD's a prodigy. KD is 6'10", 7 feet. I'm 6'2", I got long arms.
Yeah, but they said, somebody said, bro, and I'm talking to basketball critics. I'm not talking. I'm talking to hoopers. People know me. I love the hoop. I'm a hooper. I'm diehard. And I said, honestly, I kind of took that from your game. It always reminded. It was just, your size was different, but it was a silent killer.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean? It wasn't a bunch of talk with you.
No. So for me, it was never. I let my game do the talking.
Exactly.
Until somebody else started talking.
Right.
And now when somebody else started talking, then I could talk too. I could talk with the best of them.
Exactly.
But I didn't let that be what you're gonna think of me. You know what I'm saying? In my game from the jump. So.
And that's a kid coming from Inglewood.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We not doing that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're not gonna do that.
Yep.
So that year y'all lose, man. Your mind is just whew.
Mm-hmm. So, right after that season, and to be fair, like, football was where I was better at. All right? I was a pretty good quarterback.
He said you was Bo on the low.
Yeah, like I got
My man said, he was Bo on the low. I said, he went from KD to Bo Jack. He said,
not Bo Jack. I was a quarterback.
But they said you played both, saying that you played,
playing
both
sports.
Playing two sports, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why, he's like, he was Bo on the low. He played both sports, and he was nice.
Yeah. So the football joint, like, so once basketball season was over, and this is one thing we did as kids, and this is one that I love. They don't really do that no more. Whatever the season was when I was growing up, not saying we all played on organized teams when it was the season, but we all played the sport of that season. So if it was football season, all my boys in KG, we playing football. Right? If it's basketball season,
you
we playing
get up for basketball.
Even with baseball, we would go out there to McKay Park, and I don't even know how we found mitts. I don't remember buying no mitt.
Nah, ain't nobody.
We go out there and play baseball sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So tennis and shit, like with no net in the tennis court.
It's funny you say that. Because a lot of people don't realize we played all sports in the hood. Yep. We played stickball.
Yeah, yep.
And you got the tennis balls? We didn't play tennis, but we made sure we had tennis balls. So when you said the mitts, like, we didn't have mitts, but I don't
know how we found mitts, but we had mitts.
We had mitts.
Yeah, we had mitts.
What I'm saying?
So, yep. So we play, and that's something that doesn't happen now that often. Kids specialize in this sport so early.
They don't even do that. You know what I mean? It's one thing and one track mind. I don't know if I'm gonna call it the gift and the curse a little bit, because at the end of the day, like with us, we would just multi anything.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get stick. Let's play stick. Let's
Yep. Whatever's there, we gonna play.
let's play it, and we enjoyed it, and we went at it. We
Yep.
didn't just, and we went at it.
Yep.
So I agree to that. If it was stick ball season, it was stick ball
We were
season.
playing it.
We playing it.
Yeah, yeah. And
know
that's
what
what
I'm
it
saying?
was. I remember we had a kid, God rest his soul, he passed away a few years ago, Gregory Hankins. And Gregory Hankins, he lived in KG. He used to play hockey. He played hockey. He's the first black kid I ever met that played hockey.
I played hockey too.
You play hockey?
In
Get
school.
out of here, really?
In school, we used to have us playing
Yeah?
hockey, and I just loved it.
Like
Played-
on the ice?
Yeah.
God,
I went to
damn.
Rockley,
Okay, okay.
and they had an ice ring up there.
Yeah?
And we played hockey in gym
Damn, I did not know that.
and soccer.
Soccer, yeah. Soccer, we
I
play a
did
little
soccer
bit.
in elementary because the Spanish kids in Lincoln, they used to love to play soccer. You know, the foot Lincoln. You remember Lincoln School?
Absolutely.
You got the foot. Well,
Got the field. Well, you
the
got
field
the
was everything.
kickball field.
You had the
Yeah,
kickball
yeah,
field,
yeah,
so
yeah,
they played
yeah.
soccer. So we was like, we want to play soccer. All right, it was the Spanish kids versus the black kids, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
We played sports.
That's what's up. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So my man Gregory, he had hockey gear. I mean, looking like a goalie. So he come outside with the mask on, the pads over here. So he had extra sticks. So we out in KG hitting the ball.
And he's showing y'all.
Yeah, hockey. So it was whatever. You know, we played everything.
It was the love. It was really the love of
We
sports.
love sports. There you go. We just love sports.
We love sports, man.
Yep.
So
yep.
your senior year in high school, man.
So my senior year, things start buzzing. Things start buzzing heavy. Football starts. I'm getting a lot of love from colleges.
Offers.
Yep. UConn, some Wagner, a few other schools.
And this is for football.
Football. This is football.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, football was like if I would have continued that. Some people think I don't like. I'm very. I don't know. But some people think that I might have had that opportunity to go pro.
Listen, man,
you know,
it
heavy.
worked out the way it worked
It
out.
did. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad it did. But football, we start off. We hot. We start off the season like 7-1, right? Hot. Make it to the States for the first time in like 20 years.
Right.
We lose in the state playoff game to Richfield Park, who wound up winning the whole thing. They were a very good team, and you know I got all county.
Okay.
And quick story on football, and when I realized that I was going to play basketball, so I go up on an official visit to UConn. Now UConn's coach at the time was Skip Holtz. He was Lou Holtz's son.
And they not even known for football.
Not at that time. Nope. And so I go up there with my coach and my dad, and it's like a December, like afternoon, up on like in UConn they had practice field is like up on a hill on a mountain, and it's like 15 degrees. The wind is kicking, and I'm out there like this, freezing. Like
It's football weather.
yeah, it's football weather, but this ain't my weather. It's not my weather. So from that point on, I'm like, all right, you know what? Basketball is what it is. And, you know, at that point in time, and by the time, at that point in time, a lot of the coaches, basketball-wise, was thinking I was going to play football. A lot of the football coaches thought I was going to play basketball.
Right.
So I was like in limbo. I didn't make a decision, but I wound up going to prep school after, and then the decision was made for me. But yeah, so that's when I knew that basketball was it. And that's
'Cause of the visit.
Because of that weather. I ain't had no Florida schools recruiting me. So, you know what I'm saying? So that UConn visit put me on the path where I'm straight basketball. So, yeah.
So now your mind is in a different set. So the weather's crazy. You said, fuck this.
It's over. It's over.
I'm going straight.
Strictly
I need
basketball.
Strictly basketball.
Weather controlled, shorts. People could see my face. It's good.
But let me ask, did you have no offers for basketball?
I had,
And so
when
when did the offers start running for basketball?
basketball, I had D2 offers.
Okay.
Caldwell, college, a couple other, I don't even remember. But nothing major. Nothing major. Nothing
But
major.
you know what? An offer's an offer.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's be
Absolutely.
clear. Some kids don't get an offer.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
your senior year, you're doing basketball. You're a phenom.
Basketball comes around, it's on. So we did exactly what we were supposed to do.
Lights, camera, action.
Yep. So we're back in that state championship game again, like we said we was gonna be. And now we're playing in Atlantic City. So, and we doing what we got to do. We up 17 in the third quarter. State championship game. We lost. to this day, it's the most heartbreaking loss I've ever suffered in my life. Coach, player, whatever. The most heartbreaking loss, because that's one we should have had. And it was
Where do you
there.
feel? Where did y'all go wrong at though?
So what happened was when we got up 17, they started pressuring a little bit more. I got into foul trouble. I think I might have fouled out with like 3 minutes left. And we might have been up 1 or 2. And then that's it. Then we went on a run. We turned the ball over way too much. We should have slowed the ball down a little bit. When we were up 17, played the clock game, but we didn't, and it bit us.
Bit us in the eyes.
It bit
Let me
us.
ask you this: do you think, looking at it as a coach, do you think Akridge could have did something different?
Absolutely.
Just your opinion.
No, absolutely.
And,
And by the way,
we're not
by the way,
critiquing him.
No. By the way, let me say this: Akridge is my guy, right?
Right. So we're
I
not
love him to
critiquing the
death.
situation, and God bless and love to his family.
But just as a coach, the same way people can critique my coaching when I was
Right.
coaching, it's all good. I don't take it personal. Yes, I think we could have slowed the ball down. I mean, we were up 17 with about 4 minutes left in the third. Instead of being so up, we should have dropped back a little more on our possessions, taking our time, more methodic with what we were doing, and we kept at that same pace. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that got us in the end.
Right.
You know,
'Cause it's
and me
definitely a
fouling out too. I mean,
Right.
that
definitely hurt too.
yeah,
You
that
know
was
what I mean?
it too. Yep.
So y'all coming home from AC.
Man, that
I
bus
know that
ride
bus
was the
ride
worst.
was a crickets.
It was the worst. It was the worst. Bus ride, cats want to fight each other. Everybody's depressed.
Heartbreak, defeat.
It was, like I said, to this day, it is the worst loss I've ever suffered as a player or a coach.
Wow.
I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. And even when Ake was alive, me and Ake would talk all the time. And, we would discuss that, and he would say the same thing. He said, man, I never got over that one.
Wow.
Never
That was a
got over
tough
that
one.
That was a tough one.
That was a tough one for Inglewood, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
I'm not going front. That wave, bro, that was a heavy wave. Like, it was a lot. Like, that was the talk of Bergen County.
Absolutely. We on the record, cover the
Right.
record.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
This is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking in supermarkets. My mother is not even into sports. She said, "Oh, what's going on in Inglewood? I keep hearing about the White Mall." I said, "Well, Ma, they on neither here nor there." But that was major,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
heartbreaking too, because the aftermath.
Oh, it was like domino effect. It was, from there, it was like, if we win that game, I think Inglewood becomes a dynasty.
I believe so.
I think things change.
You know, you're the
what I'm
first person to say that
saying? Yeah.
out loud though,
No, it's all
because
good.
I've heard whispers. Yo,
Yeah.
if we'd have won that would have been a dynasty.
Inglewood would have been a dynasty right there, because I think that changes everything. That changes everything. That changes everybody's mindset, from the younger cats wanting to go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Changes everything.
And
I ain't look at it in that aspect. It changed the whole parameter.
the whole, it just was
The
everything was
outlook, the
different. Yep.
image.
Yep.
Because it's
Yep.
like they can't win.
Exactly.
They can't win.
Exactly.
They always get there and they can't win.
can't-
Even
they
in
can't get over
football,
the
like
hump.
you can't.
You can't
It
get
just
over the hump.
always that hump. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So where you at mentally now? It's your senior year. You
So-
coming off this heartbreak loss.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was depressing. I ain't gonna lie, but I had moves I had to make. You know what I'm saying? Because you take a
It's
loss,
life
but
after.
the world don't stop.
It's
You
life
gotta
after.
keep moving. And so I had an opportunity to go to prep school. So and it was through a guy that I met who wound up becoming one of my mentors. He introduced me to prep. I never knew nothing about it, right? I never heard about prep school when I was in high school. Never knew about post-grad years or whatever. And because I didn't have a ton of offers or whatever, he was like, listen, Lee,
How was your grades?
my grades were great.
Okay.
Grades were good. A quick funny story about that. My grades were good, but not good enough to go Ivy League. And story about the Ivy League. So I went on a visit to Columbia.
You wanted to go to Ivy League?
I would have went in a heartbeat. If Columbia would have offered me, I would have been there.
Fucking dog in that league. You knew that. That's
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
okay.
So that coach was dude Armand Hill. He played in the league.
Yes,
he
he
was
did.
with the Celtics. You
Yes,
know what
he
I'm saying,
did.
for a
I
little bit.
remember.
And I think he loved me. Like, he wanted to offer me, but he said that my curriculum, the courses that I took in DM, and the curriculum that I had, it wasn't good enough. And my SAT score was good. I got 1150 on the SATs.
Okay.
And that was a heartbreaker right there. I was like, shit, I can't get into Columbia. So whatever. So then I wound up going to prep school. And prep school was it unleashed another animal. Like I went from here in high school to prep as a ball player to another level. So I went to prep school at Darrow. It's called the Darrow School in upstate New York. It's like on the border of Massachusetts and New York, about 30, 40 minutes from Albany.
Okay.
Where I was
Shit,
born.
right back.
Yeah, right back
back
home,
to the
full
essence.
circle. And I went up there and I was killing. Like I averaged 35 a game. I led New York State in scoring. And I had some D1 offers. I had about like 6 or 7 D1
So
offers.
let me ask you. You can go to prep school, then go to. I don't even know about this.
Yeah,
so give
yeah.
us a little history on
So-
how that works.
And it's very prevalent now. So a lot of kids are doing it now.
Yeah.
A lot of kids are doing it now. But I was young when I graduated. So when I graduated high school, I was only 17.
Okay.
You know, most people 18, some people 19. And so like another year of development would help. And, you know, my mentor, he told me about it. He put me onto it. So you go up there and they have what we call a post-grad year.
Okay.
So it's like the 13th grade, put it that way.
Okay.
And, you know, at that school you play a post-grad schedule. So you play other prep schools in New England who have post-grad. And that's a lot of players, you know, go up top. Lamar Odom, Eric Barkley, ton of players go.
Ton of
play
players
prep
went to
school up
prep
in New-
school.
Yeah. And
But how long do you stay in prep?
it's 1 year.
Oh, just so
Yeah,
it's
just
1 year.
It's just 1 year. And then college from there. And when I went there, like I said, I tore it up. I was lighting it up. Like, from first game, I had 40. I remember I sent the article back to Acreage when I was up there. It was like, oh, shit. Then the next game, I had 53
Shit.
in 3 quarters. My coach didn't let me play the fourth. I would have had like 80. Like,
Easy.
Easy. That fourth quarter, he took me out with like 4 minutes left in the third, and I had 53.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you the easy.
Ah, man. So
You might have would have did it. You might have would have did 100. You might have did
pull
the
a
Wilt.
Pull the
You
Wilt.
might.
You know, if they would have let me off the leash, I might have. But I wound up, you know, averaging 35. I had some solid mid-major offers, no major D1 offers. So I had like University of Fairfield offered me, University of Hartford offered me, Sacred Heart, a lot of schools in Connecticut there. UConn didn't offer me though. I wanted UConn or Syracuse, so that was my dream because of my dad. You know what I'm saying? So.
And to go to UConn because they wanted you to play
they wanted football. Yep.
Well,
So those are the two that I
those
really
are kind
wanted.
of like I'm dangling in your face.
Yep. So, long story short, the prep school that I went to, it wasn't a basketball factory. It was more of an academic school, right? So they care about and they push you towards academic schools. And in my head at that time, I was like, listen, you know, I have an opportunity to go to this great school, which is Wesleyan University, and if I'm good enough, they'll find me. That's the thing that I was. Don't worry, Leo. You don't have to go to no major, you know, D1 school. So I went to Wesleyan. And
It's funny. My son said that last week in his interview. He
Yeah,
said,
really?
It don't matter what's on your jersey, they'll find you.
yeah, they'll find you. They'll find you.
He said that in the last interview.
Yep, they will find you.
And he played football, so it's funny you saying that as a basketball.
Yeah. And you know, so I went to Wesleyan, went on a visit, loved the coach, Coach McDowell. He loved me. I loved the campus. I loved the atmosphere. So I said, all right, whatever, man. I feel good about this. You know what I'm saying? I remember back in the beginning of the interview, I always told people about, you know, being happy is most important. I
Right.
felt happy there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I went there, and, you know, I had a great career there. My 4 years there, you know, I was 3-time first team All-League, which doesn't happen at all. All-American, all-time leading scorer when I graduated. And it was
Still to this day, all-time leading scorer?
Nah, now I'm third. I got moved down twice. But when I graduated, I was an all-time leading scorer. Now
That's
I'm third
fire.
all-time.
That's dope.
And quick story about that, when I was at Wesleyan, my sophomore year, I got offered a transfer. So I went up to Virginia Tech. Yeah, so Virginia Tech offered me. So I went up there for that summer, and this is the summer of 2000. This is when Michael Vick was on another level.
Right, I'm about
when
to
he
say,
ran-
this is
yeah,
the Vic era.
yeah,
They're
this
not
is
even
the
a
Vic era.
basketball
Yep.
team.
Nope.
This
nope.
Vic- this is Vic school.
Mania up there.
This is Vic school.
Yep. So I went up there, and I took classes that summer because I was going to transfer.
Okay.
And so I'm up there, have a good time, great time, playing ball, whatever, with Vic and them. Like, it was ESPN there every day, da da da. But at the time, also, I had a kid. I had 2 kids.
Okay.
And being in Blacksburg and the kids are in Inglewood.
I know. Trust me. I've been, brother, I know. I've been there.
Blacksburg, Virginia, and Inglewood is a big difference. So
A big difference. Not home.
Yeah, not home. And so I
It's still
I turned it down.
responsibilities at the end of the day.
Responsibilities never stop. Never stop. Now we can go into a whole nother subject if you want to go on that. So I decided not. I came back. I came back to Wesleyan, and I think that was another great move that I made. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret it one bit. So I came back there, finished out.
Really was a family move, though.
It was. It was a family move, and again, I was happy there. You know what I'm saying? I was happy in Connecticut, and it wasn't far from the family. Get home in
Couple
an hour and a
hours.
half,
Yeah.
hour 45. You know, so I don't regret that one bit. Don't regret it one bit. People ask me all the time, Leo, you don't feel bad about you didn't wind up going D1 when you could have did it? I'm like, not at all. Not at all.
Because it goes back to you being happy.
Happy, and I was happy there, and I would never change that, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think it would have made my basketball journey post-college a lot easier.
Right.
You know, it's like going to Harvard Business School and then wanting to go to Wall Street.
Right.
It makes it a lot easier to go to
The
Wall
transition
Street.
is-
Yeah.
you know what I
Then,
mean?
You know, you come from a small school and trying to get to Goldman Sachs, something like
They
that.
like, look, we don't really know you.
Right, exactly.
What's your references? Who knows you?
Yep. And that's the hurdles that I went over after graduating college. But again, I wouldn't change that for the world. I met some of my best friends that I'm still in contact with. The community there was awesome. I got inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago up there. So, you know, I wouldn't
Really,
change that.
it was the best decision.
It was 100%.
You know what I mean? And God
100%.
works in mysterious ways because at
And
the
I
end of
never
the
question
day,
him.
a lot of people get so caught up in names. Oh, you didn't go to.
Exactly. Yep.
It's not about the name. It's about.
And I tell people this all the time. I said, listen, I didn't go D1, but I will smoke any one of your friends who went D1. Put them up. That's a fact. Put them up.
And it's funny. It goes, and this is funny to me because I'm hearing you say that as a basketball. Nate said it last week. Yo, y'all went to Paramus Catholic and did all that, but yo, I'm just as nice as y'all.
Yep.
I'll smoke you.
100%. 100%.
So to have that mind state, hearing it from 2 different age brackets, it lets me know that's the mind of an athlete, a competitor, the mind of a dog too.
Yep.
It don't matter where I'm at. I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna dog it out, and anybody y'all bring to me, yo, it's Dogville.
Absolutely.
So life after college. You had a great college career.
Great college career, have fun, and then I started to go through the rounds of trying to play pro ball, right? Trying to live that basketball dream.
And you still a father at the time.
Yes,
Let's be
and
clear,
still a
that
father.
never stopped.
Never stopped. From 18. From 18. Which is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's a blessing too, though.
100%.
But at the
100%
time,
wouldn't change
we don't realize that at that time.
Yeah, it's the fear.
Come on,
The
man.
fear.
The
I
unknown.
think, of the unknown, and not being able to, let's say as a parent now, you're able to provide your kids with everything that you want, right? So kids need something. At that time, I'm living off work study, trying to make it happen. And
y'all young, and y'all still
we young,
kids.
we young. 18,
Y'all still
19,
kids too.
We don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And
You learn as you're going.
yeah, and you take a lot of mistakes with that learning, boy. You take a lot of bumps and bruises on that.
A lot of bumps.
Absolutely. And so, going into trying to become a pro, I get an agent. It's got Frank Catapano. He's out of Boston area. He gets me in with the Celtics. So he gets me a workout. It was more of a favor. You know what I'm saying? So I go into Boston training camp 02, 03, and good experience. You know what I'm saying?
Blessing. A lot of cats won't ever can say they did that. Let's be clear.
So I'm in the
Like,
locker
we
room, I got
don't
my
dump.
Boston guard
We
ball.
don't dumb anything down here. Everything's an accomplishment.
Absolutely. No,
Cats can't
I
say
looked
I
at it.
played in the Boston Garden. I don't give a fuck if I'm a walk on, a
No matter
tryout.
what. Yep,
I walked
yep.
in there with an opportunity.
Boom, boom. So I did that big, it was a great experience. But I knew I ain't had no chance of making the team. They had 4 point guards on contract, and I understood the business a little bit at that point. And so I come back home, and I start substitute teaching. right, in Inglewood. And my first year of substitute teaching, my agent comes up to me. He says, listen, I got an opportunity. It's a USBL team. This is where Lenny Cook comes into play. We'll talk about it later. So, and we played in summer league in the summers before when I would come home from school. Lenny was on our team and all that. But so they have this tryout, and they're only taking one person. They already have their roster. I go to this tryout up in Westchester.
You're taking, hold up. You're going to a tryout and they're only looking for one person?
One person.
How many people's up there trying out?
It's like 60. 60.
Where's your mind at doing all this? It's just,
But I was
kill or
so
be killed?
hungry.
Kill or be killed, huh?
I was so hungry. It wasn't even or be killed. It was kill. It was kill. That was my mindset at that time. And I put in so much work. I'm in the gym every day. I got a key to the middle school at the time, so I'm going in there after hours.
You had a cheat code.
Yeah. I'm so focused. I was up JCC and Tenafly, sneaking in there, getting runs in, and I was so focused on getting this done. And my game was like, I felt like I was there. So I go to this tryout, 60 cats. I'm the only dude who went to a Division III school in there. Everybody else is D1. Yeah, Syracuse. I forgot point guard's name over there from Brooklyn. But that's who I was looking at because one, I didn't get to go to Syracuse.
Right.
So and two, you know, he was the big dog there. Duquesne, Texas, Wisconsin, all these D1 cats there, and it's me. And I'm looking at everybody as food. Like I'm so hungry. Like
I have nothing to lose.
I have nothing to lose, and this is my shot. Like, this is the shot that I know that I'm ready for. So I go to that tryout, and I kill it. Like, I mean, I killed it, right? You walk out of there, you know if you do a job interview and you go kill that job interview, and you walk out of there and you know you got it, but you don't got it, right? But I knew that I killed everybody in that tryout. But when I came home, this is where I talk about maybe it was better to go D1 because your resume looks a little better. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing.
You know, it looks a little better. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, shit, I'm probably not going to get called back, even though I was killing them because they don't know me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just some D3 cat who the hell is this kid?
They don't have enough footage on you.
Right. My resume is
D3.
Is nothing, right? Yeah, in their world, right?
In their world.
In their world, the resume is nothing. So anyway, a couple days later, I get a call. I'll never forget it. I'm walking from Liberty School to Krauser's. Wasn't even 7-Eleven yet.
It's Krauser's.
Krauser's.
Ancient.
Yep.
You just took it back to Krauser's, the laundromat, the Jamaican store. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yep. Beef patty, cornbread. Cocoa bread. But so I get the call from my agent. He says, "Yo, you made the team." Dude, another one of those days. It was like, bam! I got it. I knew it. Finally. And this is just a USBL team. It was a USBL All-Star team that we were going over the year. No, it was great. I would tell you why. So this team was going over to Europe, right? So we're going over to Denmark to play, all the top teams in Europe.
That's dope. Kid from Inglewood going overseas.
Great.
Before a lot of other brothers went overseas, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So on that team, Lenny's on that team. I don't know if you remember Chudney Gray.
Yes.
Courtney James, he played at Minnesota. Raphael Emmis. It was a good team, good players. And everybody there, D1 again. I'm the only D3 group. So I'm at the bottom of the totem pole again, having to prove myself and practice. Yeah, which is fine. I deal with it. I knew what it was. And so I get over there. We go over to Europe. And first 2 games, I get no burn. I'm like, shit. And I'm trying to showcase myself so I get a job over there in Europe because you got all the top teams in Europe. We're playing against them.
And they watching.
And they watching. And I see one cat on our team, 7-foot dude. He gets a call from Hungary. He had to leave the team like right then, and go. And I ain't played the first couple games.
Where's your mind at though?
I'm like, shit, man. What am I doing?
Frustrated?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing?
It's life.
Yeah,
it's life back
life
in
is
England.
going on, right?
Life is back. Life is still going on in England.
And I think they giving us like $500 a week or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I still got my apartment. I'm living in KG. You know what I'm saying? I got my kids, and I'm like, shit, man. Like, what am I doing here?
Are you thinking about all this shit on the sideline?
Yo, you don't know how much stuff goes through your head when you're on the bench.
That's why I'm asking. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm
you
trying
don't
to,
know how much stuff goes through
you're
your
not
head,
playing.
man.
You're out there. It's life going on back at home.
It's
you still got to get ready to say, hey, Leak, get in.
Yep. Whenever they call you. So, third game, we're playing top team in Israel, Maccabi Tel Aviv, and their point guard was Khalid El Amin. And
Come on, that's UConn.
Yeah, that's UConn.
Come on, I
Bang,
know
bang,
my
bang.
shit. Come on, I know my shit now.
Yep. So I get the call finally. Leo, go ahead in, boom, boom. So I get to guard Khalid. So I'm like, all right. Now I get to prove myself a little bit. So I go in there. He gave me like 8 minutes to burn. I think I had like 7 points, couple rebounds.
That's good in
couple
8
assists.
minutes. That's damn near 1 point a minute.
Then I had this block. This is what boosted everything. So one of these dudes, they go baseline. I went to go help side. He jumps. I jump. Meet him at the top. Throw it down. Whole arena goes crazy. After that game, my agent gives me a call and says the host team. So the host team was BF Copenhagen. So we was in Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark.
Okay.
Yo, they like you. They want to sign you. Right there. BF Copenhagen. So after that.
It's no 10-day contract?
Nah, it's like, this is what we got. You're going to come to training camp in 2 weeks, and that's it. So.
Meanwhile, we got an apartment in KG.
Everything going on.
Substitute teaching.
Got my kids.
How are you doing?
Girlfriend, all that stuff. So.
So did you even make it back home?
No, I went home.
Oh, okay,
all right.
all right.
Here's the story. So I make it back home. I'm about to fly back out. So actually, I flew back out. 2 weeks later, team goes bankrupt. The team goes bankrupt.
My man, I heard they got stories like that. It's crazy overseas.
Right back home. And, I'm like, yo, it wasn't in the plans, but.
Another experience,
another story. And, but it bettered my story. So it made for what I wound up doing happen. So, that's why I never question God's plan.
Right. But at that moment, at that time, it's like, what the?
I'm like, what can I do? Like, what else can I do? Like, I'm training every day. I'm busting my ass. I'm killing out here when I get the opportunity. And,
why you couldn't go back to the USBL squad?
Good point. So here's what happened with the USBL squad. So the and it was called the Westchester Wildfire, and my coach was John Starks.
Okay.
And so when I came back, they asked me to come do some promo stuff with them, right? So they were gonna I was gonna make my way into that organization, right? So I'm doing some promo stuff with them, going to schools and, playing against staff and shit like that.
How you doing all this as a substitute teacher too?
That's the good thing about subbing. And I told my son that, like, when he's trying to build a business, and when you're building a business, you ain't gonna have the capital all the time, but substitute teaching gives you the flexibility to be able to go in and out whenever you want.
That's dope.
Because you work when you want to work, right?
Fire. So they basically hitting you, and you like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, so I'm doing this work with the Wildfire when I get back, and
they cutting you a check for all this?
They cutting me very minimal. I'm making more money substitute teaching, right? So
but
I'm like, listen, man.
Your mind is, I gotta navigate
to a point. So I started doing a lot of these things, and at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, I can't keep doing this. I'm gonna lose my apartment if I, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have no bread, right? So, so then I just told him I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I got in. Acreage hit me up. Acreage asked me to coach the 8th grade team. They were starting the middle school team. So I started coaching that team. And then the next year I took the freshman job when another coach left. But when that went down, I was just like, all right, whatever, man. You got to keep it moving. And then I started my training business. So, and that was kind of like roundabout. Somebody asked me to train a kid in Tenafly. And so I trained them. They loved it.
Shit, I reached out to you to train Shamik.
Yeah, yep.
Come on,
Yep,
man.
yep,
When
yep.
he first got here from North Carolina.
That's right. Yep.
I reached out to you to try to get on board. I seen my man, shout out to my man Swizzer. I saw his son going.
Oh, man,
And at
yeah,
the time,
yeah,
Shy
yeah.
wanted to play basketball for middle school.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, and you hit, so you, go ahead, though. You know what I mean?
Yep. So, within the substitute teaching, I started doing this training. So I trained one kid in Tenafly, trained him a couple times a week.
Which was a blessing, because Tenafly, they love basketball.
Love basketball. Tenafly and me been hand in hand for a while.
Decades, because they're
Yeah.
loyal to that.
Absolutely.
And we used
I
to
love it.
always go to Tenafly to play
Go play.
ball.
We was always at the courts.
We lived there.
Absolutely. So I started training this one kid. Family, word of mouth, word of mouth spreads.
Especially in Tenafly.
Tenafly.
They love you.
Yep.
They love you.
Yep. They love you. And they showing a lot of love. So that one kid turned into 5, turned into 10, turned into 20. And what I was all doing this outside and, didn't have a facility or anything like that. But, I know we're going kind of all over the place.
Nah,
this is where
yeah,
next
listen,
level-
this is what this was about.
Yeah, this is where the next level, this right here, this is where that was born. So, what is this? I'm going to say this is now 2006. So I have these kids.
And you're still coaching the 8th grade team.
I'm still coaching. I'm coaching freshmen now.
Coaching freshmen.
I'm coaching freshmen.
My man Julian.
Yep.
He was the one who told me about your pops.
Yep.
Barber, shout out
My
to
pops did the teacher. My pops old school. He's like, yo, these kids they need to learn how to do a hook shot. But I'm like, come on, Dad, come on. You gonna show them,
What made you bring in your pops?
No, because he had a passion just like I had a passion.
Okay.
Right? And he has knowledge, beyond what I had with his years and experience. So it can only help the kids. You know what I'm saying? If they can pick up one thing or he can teach them that maybe I don't know, that's going to make them a better player and make them grow. So why not? You know what I'm saying? And he came in and he did. That's funny he brought that up. And he helped them. But in 2006, they're building a 24-hour fitness. So the first 24-hour fitness in not Elmwood Park, in Hasbrook Heights.
Oh, okay.
Right off Route 17. So they're building one. And my mentor, again, he was riding by, he went in there, and they were looking for somebody that had the basketball program there. So he hits me up, he's like, Leo, you might want to go in there, check it out, give me a resume. That way you have a facility where you can train, you can bring all these kids into. So I did that, and so I started working for 24-hour fitness.
Okay.
Before the next level stuff was brought.
But you're just working for them as far as basketball.
Yeah, I'm
you're
an
not
employee.
doing.
No, I'm not doing no fitness and nothing like that. It's just straight basketball.
Okay.
And
they gave you that opportunity.
They gave me that opportunity.
That's dope.
They gave me that opportunity. So it was me and my other guy. His name is Malcolm, and so we started doing the training. Building a name for ourselves in Hasbrook Heights and Woodridge in that area. And a year and a half after that, they say they're gonna dismantle the program. Corporate wanted to dismantle the program. So in my head, I'm like, great. Right? He's like, damn, man, what we gonna do? Yeah.
It's always that one person. What we gonna do?
I'm like, yo,
I know what
this
we're
is
gonna do.
Awesome.
This is what we need to do. Cut
awesome.
the middleman out and bring it all home.
Yep. So here's what I did. So I went to corporate and I asked them, I said, listen, I know you're cutting out the basketball program, but if you could have us in, as a third party, and we could do a split, whatever or what it is, just to keep the basketball program going, we can do that. We can make that happen. So they brought it back to their big wigs. They came back to me, and they were like, yeah, we can do it.
That's fine.
So, and the split I got was crazy. You'd never find this again. So I don't think they thought we were going to succeed, right? Because they already dismantled the basketball program that we were running anyway. So they gave us a sweetheart deal. So we got an 80-20 deal. You never find that nowhere.
You never find
never find that nowhere.
Especially off the jump.
Off the jump.
So it's basically kind of trying to play you out a little bit.
Yep. Let us fall on our face ourselves and let them keep
We'll
it
take
moving.
that little 20 because they're not going to make that.
Yeah. We ain't going to lose nothing. I mean, we ain't going to get nothing off it, but they'll be out soon before you can even blink. So that's when Next Level came. So we started Next Level, and and it took off. It took off. So we started Hasbrook Heights, and we just everywhere. I don't want to be cocky. I don't want to sound cocky enough in here.
It's your story. It's the truth. It's not about it's just facts.
Yeah. So this new age of training that you see now, right? That you have 100 million trainers now. You can look everywhere as a trainer. The styles that they train kids with started with me. Like I took it because I'm looking at other training at that time, and there weren't that many. I count them on my hand. It was all vanilla, right? It was vanilla. It was dribble, girls. I'm like, nah.
Post right, post left.
Exactly,
Put your hand up.
Exactly. Indiana and
Right.
55, right? So
Red R back.
right.
Go to your left and shoot.
Bob Cousy
Right.
drills. Like, I'm like, yo, we gotta take it to another level. And so I started adding the flash to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like through the legs, behind the back cross, putting combos together, stuff like that. And in the beginning, I got mad flack. Like people were
That's not
hating.
basketball.
Yeah, yo.
What you
teach them
doing?
street ball,
street
city ball, jungle ball,
jail ball.
jail ball, everything.
Everything
And,
but the N word.
exactly.
Let's just be clear.
Exactly. And then look at it now. Well, that was in 06, let's say 07.
Now
We
they
in
done made
2025.
billions.
Now
Corporate America.
everybody's doing the same thing that I was doing back then. Now they everybody profiting off it. Before it was jungle ball.
Let me ask you this. You never thought about doing your own videotape? Because, you know, we come from the era of the Come Flies With Me and the video basketball. You remember the VH1 tapes we had?
Absolutely.
You didn't think about, you know what, let me put this on camera and try to distribute it.
You know, I did, but I just never followed through on it. And I still think about doing that, but on the online now. So
Yeah, because
making
online is different. And it's
yep,
better
yep.
on, you don't need a distribution deal. Just cut the
You do it
middleman out and
online.
go to YouTube.
Yep, and have a subscription.
Right.
So yeah, I did, but I just never followed through on that. But I think in the future, it's definitely gonna happen. I'm gonna make.
I think it has to happen.
Yeah.
Because the amount of success that you had with it. It's like, yo, it's an untold story. You know what I mean? I'm watching these other individuals, these young individuals. Boop, 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 boop. The kids, they wasn't playing like that against us in the street.
Absolutely not.
It was bop, bop, pull up,
shot.
bop, bop. It's now bop, bop. Oh, I'm like, oh, but these kids are loving it.
Yeah.
When I'm watching your videos, these kids are invested. It's the difference being invested and just being
there. Right.
They're invested.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. You know a ball player. You know the killer eye. We know the eye of a tiger.
Yep.
We know a beast. We know a kid that knows his skills and knows. You know a true point. Okay, he just wants to distribute the rock. That's what you're giving them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it has to really go. You need to lay that down, pimp. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're 100%
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Because the Instagram is cool, but really, man, what you're doing is showing them another side, but also saying, yo, listen, this is talent. Look at your kids. Look at your kids' growth. So this jungle ball, whatever you want to call this ball, is giving your kid growth. That's what you want. That's why you got your kid with me, to
100%.
grow.
Yep.
So you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you're doing that.
Yep.
It's expanding. It's on all types of levels.
It did well. It afforded me to be able to live a little bit.
But look what you went through.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You went through the storm to
man.
get to the palm trees.
Man, the storm. Oh, if we go back through and how it started, most people would have quit. Most people would have quit.
80% of us. 80% people would have, especially a simple fact of having those responsibilities.
Yep.
That's what made the storm even more of a storm. Like, I got mouths to feed, people depending on me. This never stops.
With the tornado. It's all going.
Right.
And
you only got 2.
Yeah.
Imagine having 7.
At that time.
I got 7.
I got 6 now.
See what I'm
So
saying?
I'm
So
right
you already
behind
know.
you.
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I'm right behind you.
You juggling. You juggling.
Yep. So yeah, in the beginning it was shit. Like I said, most people would have quit. The money wasn't what it was supposed to be, but in my head, it's like I know this is what I want to do.
Do you believe that's the Inglewood in you? Do you believe that where you come from, your essence, your mother, your father,
Absolutely.
that hard work, that dedication, that perseverance, like no matter what, we're going to get to the next level because this is what we're destined to do?
Absolutely. The ones who were smiling at the end are the ones who actually went through it instead of bowing out.
It wasn't a microwave situation.
There was nothing microwave about this right here.
We had
nothing.
to cook this on the grill. We had to slow cook it.
Slow simmer.
You gotta let it marinate.
Marinate for
Sometimes it ain't come out right.
many times. Many times you put the wrong ingredients in
Right,
and it don't taste
okay.
the same.
We'll
you know
try
what
it
I'm saying?
again.
Yep. And that's what I did. And
But I also think that's the Inglewood in you.
it is. Listen, Inglewood is
That's the
all in me.
That's the KG in you.
All in me. I'm all KG.
I feel like you took KG with you everywhere you went.
I did that.
And the people from KG with you.
Absolutely.
The brothers
absolutely.
that didn't make it to your level, you took them with you.
Listen,
Still to this moment.
I took, and I'm talking on a literal sense, I took my friends from KG up with me in college, and they lived with me on my one little card that I had. You know, I get a little meal card. We were surviving in KG, I mean, in school up in Connecticut off my one card. And that's the way I look at it. They're my brothers, right? Blood couldn't make us closer.
Come on, man.
You already know. So, anything, if we're going through something, I'm gonna make sure. Yep, I'm gonna make sure if I can help,
with you.
we gonna
That's
get
one thing
through
about us Inglewood brothers. Whatever we going through, or our peoples is going through, we gonna go through it with them.
Yep.
I remember that vividly. My man was like, yo, I remember, I ain't gonna put his name out there because it's my partner, it's my dog. Everybody knows, probably know what I'm talking about. Yo, man, I can't get in the house. All right, we gonna stay out then. Or you gonna come to my house.
Yep, or we gonna figure it out.
We gonna figure it out.
We gonna figure it out.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I had my man in the basement of my crib in a sleeping bag in the closet. My pop said, yo,
100%.
such and such, come on out. He knew he was there. Yo, such and such. I ain't gonna put his name out there because he gonna bug out. That's my dog though. Yo, my dad said, yo, come up out of there and go lay down.
Yep.
That's just how we was, man.
100%.
So that KG, you took that with you everywhere.
And it's still with me, and it's never gonna
to this
leave
day.
me.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes you so honorable. I know that what makes you so honorable. You know what I mean? That makes that passion, that drive for even you to be outside at the Whip Wop tournaments in this stage of your life. You don't have to be out there.
Nah.
But it's the love of Inglewood. It's the love of KG.
The love of Inglewood that I have is unprecedented. Like, so for me to go back and coach, did the varsity job at the high school.
Man, let's talk about it because I was about to get into that, man.
That was a dream.
Salute.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Like, salute to that.
Appreciate it.
Yo, bro, I started coming back just because you came back.
Oh, man.
Real talk.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Because I felt like, yo, that's dope. To see one of ours come back on that sideline, suited up,
Yeah.
you looking good.
Yeah. I learned from Ake. Ake always had the suit, so I was like, all right, I got to follow suit.
And that was dope, though. You know what I'm saying? That was dope because a lot of other brothers was like, yo, I said, yo, brother, you got to understand, it's levels. It ain't always sneakers.
Yep.
It's levels, you know what I mean? And once you start to understand life as levels, then you'll understand it's growth. It's cool to be in the sweatsuits and the J's, but let's throw the hard bottoms on. Let's throw the blade. I had to learn that. So, you know what I mean? To see you on the sideline, one of ours, teaching our kids, yo, that was beautiful, man.
Nah,
That's flowers, man.
Thank
You
and
deserve
that
a garden
story,
for that, bro.
That's a whole nother story. I'm going to go back a little bit. So we go back to like 2009, 2010. I'm the freshman coach. Akers is the head coach. And our whole plan from the time that I took over, the freshman job, whatever, 06, 07, whatever it was, 05, whatever it was when Ake was going to retire, I was going to take over.
I knew what y'all was doing.
Right.
It was something there. It was
that,
something
that,
growing.
that was the plan. So anyway, 2010, after the season, they fired Ake. Like, it was no warning. They fired him. Like, unceremoniously, they fired him. And
As the varsity coach?
as the varsity coach, they got him
So
out.
he didn't even know.
Didn't know. And, and Ake at that time, I think at that time he was still the all-time winningest coach in Inglewood at the time, right?
Yeah, he was. Who else was winning?
Jamboree championship, been a couple state championships, multiple section championships.
Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
Numbers don't, right? So, me being the loyal person that I am, the week that he was fired, they had a board meeting. And I went to the board meeting, and I let the board members have it. Like, I stood up to the board, and I'm like, yo, what y'all did was the most cowardice move. Like, I just went, da, 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 da.
What was their reasoning, though?
Their reasoning was, and this is my opinion, so,
Okay.
This might not be a
Opinion.
fact. This is all opinion.
It's all
right?
opinion, y'all. We don't need no...
Right. This might not be a fact, but I think it's a fact, but it's my opinion nonetheless. So Ake's best friend was Curtis Cavanis. right? So Curtis would be at every board meeting firing off on all the board members, right? Letting them know that you're not doing this, you're not doing that, this is what needs to be done, that's that, da, 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 da. And they hated Curtis. The board hated Curtis Cavanis.
So now,
And the board couldn't get to Curtis because Curtis didn't work for the city.
so we gonna get the next thing close to
We're
you.
going to get the next thing close to you. So, you know, I think that's what came down. So that's why they fired him. And in my opinion, again, so I went to the board meeting. I let them have it. They smiled, smiled, smiled. Then I hear after that, they said, make sure that dude, Leo, never works a day in the school system again. So they blackballed me after that. They blackballed me.
Wow.
So the other coach that they brought in,
Carlito.
Ozzy, he wanted to hire me as a JV
Assistant?
coach, as the JV coach. And they told him, you can't touch him. We can't touch him. So it was whatever. So I went on about my business. I kept it moving, building the business, building the next level. And a few years later, maybe like 7 years later,
Look what happens.
you know, I'm doing a camp. I'm gonna tell you, this is a funny story. I'm doing a camp, and I had a gym in Clifton, and I had a camp on a Monday. On Saturday, they called me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we double booked the gym, so we can't let you have your camp." So I'm scrambling, trying to find another facility. Dude, Ozzy, shout out to Ozzy. They were having a camp at McLeod School.
Yep.
But they didn't have a lot of kids, right? So I was like, listen, I'll pay whatever it is for the gym. Just let me move my camp over. You can have your workers work, whatever, boom, boom, boom. So it happened to work out. I was able to switch it over to McLeod School, big camp. Probably had like 60, 70 kids.
It was a blessing for Ozzy as well.
Yeah, it made us all look good, right?
It worked.
Yep.
It was a marriage.
Yep. So at that time, I think at the end of that week, Ozzy comes up to me and he says, "Yo, I'm leaving." Like, he's the head coach at the White Barn. He says, "Yo, I'm leaving." I said, "You're leaving?" He said, "Yeah, I'm going to take the job at Bergen Community College." So when he said he was leaving, I was like, "This is it, all right? This is God's plan." So, so that happened. I put my resume in, killed that interview. Still not confident because
Of the
you know,
of the past.
of the past, and you know, we love our city. I love Inglewood, but you know, we got haters in Inglewood.
Come on, it is what it is.
You know how
man.
it is, right? So, you know, I had people in the back who were hating, trying to slow the process up. They might not even know that I know this, but I know it. And but I wound up getting the hire. And I remember when I got the hire, they pulled me down to the middle school. So I'm with the AD. I'm with a couple other coaches who were in on the process. And dude, it was like that was it. Like that was remember I told you how I felt when I got that job.
That was that moment.
Yo, it was another one like that. And
But
I
it was also that moment when you stood there like, listen,
this is it. I did it.
my hands is out.
Yo, we on now. Like we gonna
I'm
get
back.
this. Yes, we gonna get it.
You tried, but I'm back.
But I'm
you
back.
can't deny you cannot deny greatness.
I
Let's
agree.
just be clear.
I agree. And you can't deny God's plan.
Come
and
on,
I
man.
knew it was.
God's
I knew
in
it was
control,
gonna happen.
man.
I didn't know how, but I knew it was gonna happen. And it's funny how things work. And there it is. And the rest is history. And I think I had a nice run at
A
the
great
White Mara.
run.
A nice run. So
No one was upset. No one was angry. You know what I mean? I personally never heard, and I'm not saying that I'm the,
no, there's always gonna be critics. You know, that's part
But
that comes with the territory.
It comes with it, but at the end of the day, it's those that don't know you.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
be clear. The critics is those that don't know you, the person, the story, the journey
Yep.
to be here. The fact that, yo, you was even blackballed at one point, and now I'm here.
Yep.
So, yo, what are you saying? You can't stop. God's like, listen, man, you can do what you want to do. Divine intervention is divine intervention.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Your journey, I mean, come on, your resume is impeccable.
No, I appreciate it.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate
Like,
it.
at the end of the day, and let's be clear, you're a young black man from Inglewood. You know what I mean? And it's not bias, it's reality. A young black man striving to be great, striving to make his town great,
Yeah.
and striving to make the students great.
Yep.
That's a lot. How do you juggle that, being a dad, being a coach, and being Leo?
It's not easy, and sometimes you make sacrifices on one end that affect the other end. You know how that goes,
I know
right?
how that go.
And
Can't please everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody's always gonna be happy, And, you know, and I tell my kids this, don't try to make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? You try to make everybody happy, you're going to make yourself very unhappy. So, you know, do what works for you. Do what you think is best, you know, and just grind. Like the G4G for Next Level stands for grind for greatness, right? And that's been my path from the jump, just grinding.
That's gonna be the name of this episode.
Sounds good.
G4G, grind for greatness.
Grind for greatness.
That's really it because that's your story.
Yep.
Like that's really your story, champ. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's why we're sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why your resume is your resume. That's why these kids love you. That's why you're still training. That's why you're still in good health, blessed. Kids are grown.
Yep.
Got some new ones coming through the loop.
Yep.
But they're seeing, and it's different now.
Yeah.
It's different for you. It's a lot more. Well, I don't know.
No, it is. It is.
But I'm quite sure.
So you go back to 18-year-old, 19-year-old Leo, you know, to Leo now.
It's easier
Life
now.
is easier. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a walk in. It's like, oh, been there, done that. Know what to do, what not to do. There's still a few sacrifices here and there.
Always. That's
You know
a
what I mean?
part
That
of
comes
life.
that comes with the grind because we never stop grinding.
No.
Because it's not just basketball. You know what I mean? It's
I'm all
life.
over.
It's life after. You know what I mean? Especially
Yep.
with a family. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now through your journey, your careers, man, you have so many different great stories, man.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the one story for you that was like that moment to say, damn, I kind of regret. You ever had that moment?
A moment of regret.
Like maybe I shouldn't really. Maybe this ain't the plan.
Oh, absolutely. Starting the business, like I said, nothing happened overnight, and there were many nights where I ain't have $1.
And I ask you that for those reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because people only see what they see.
Right. And social media, again, like
They
I
don't
don't
know
put my
what goes
life out
on.
there on social media, so all you see is the highlight, right? You never
The real.
see the back
You just see
end.
the real.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
see
yeah.
what's behind the curtain.
Right. So there was times where I was dead broke. You know what I'm saying? I might have had employees that I had to pay, guys working for me, and I come out in the negative after paying everything. And then you got to go back home because you still got you got your mortgage, you got your car note, you got your kids, you got, you
got
food,
life.
you got everything going on, and you're thinking like, God damn, what the hell am I gonna do? You know, I'll tell you another story. I get a little personal for a second, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother.
So, I was married at one point, and when I started the business, and I put it all in the business to the point where the marriage was affected.
It happens.
So
It's life.
I leave. Well, we decide we're gonna part ways, and the moment that I parted ways, I had literally nothing. I had a house in Pennsylvania that we lived in. I had a U-Haul truck. I had a TV, and I had clothes. And I left the house with that. No plan, not a lot of money. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. But I always believed that God has a plan. And, when I left there, I drove to Inglewood. So I was going to park the U-Haul in the back of KG on, what's the block?
We always seem to come back home.
I came back to Inglewood, nothing. Like I said, I was about to sleep in the U-Haul, and then I got a call. And I won't go into details, but I was able to find a place to stay.
You got a blessing.
I got a blessing.
That's it. It was a
I got
blessing.
And
It was
that,
God.
And that was all I needed. And that's all I needed to know, that you don't question. You know what I'm saying?
You really can't. Sometimes, I tell people this, I had some trials and tribulations in my life. I lost my moms. I lost my child. I never once questioned God why. I grew up in a Christian home, and that's one thing I think if anything stick with me, you never question Him.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I did.
Okay, let's be being honest.
Yeah, I did. When my mom died, and she died 4 days after I graduated college, right? And I questioned God like every day, and because she was a good woman. You know what I'm saying? She cared for us.
She did her job.
Me and my two sisters,
Beyond.
like, and I think that God kept her here because you could say I'm the black sheep of the family, right?
Oh,
My
I'm the gray. I'm the black, the white, the blue. You want to put the spots on me?
Mm-hmm.
It's only me and my sister.
Right.
So my sister went to college. I'm the one that, you
Yep.
got to go to court. I was, you know what I mean? I'm just, not gonna go into
I've been there.
detail.
Yeah, I've been
You know
there.
what I'm
I've
saying?
been
But
there.
I understand. You know what I mean?
Um,
But she was supposed to see your journey.
Right. And I was the one who brought her the most fear. Like my older sister, you might have Sarita.
Yeah.
She was always good, right? She was smart. Right?
My sister, college.
Yeah,
she's
college, lawyer, all that stuff. My younger sister was good, same thing. It was me that gave her the biggest scare, right?
You was the.
I was the black sheep, no doubt.
I was the black,
I was always
the blue,
in trouble
the gray.
when I
I
was
was
little.
the spots, man. My sister went to college and.
Mm-hmm.
And all these great got a car, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like. It was my parents like, yo, how could you? But it was what it was because it made everything work.
It did.
And it's funny that you said that about your earth, because I felt the same way when my mother passed.
Mm-hmm.
She came up for Thanksgiving, saw her grandkids, saw her great grandkids, went back home to her house. My mother and father had a house. They still have a home in South Carolina, and she just left peacefully in my pop's arms after coming up here for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
So November for me is very emotional.
Right. No, I agree.
But
I'm sure.
I told my sister that was really God's plan.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing I remember my mother saying to me is, make sure you put my numbers in.
Mm-hmm.
We was in New York at Boulevard Bistro. Shout out to Los. That's the last time I seen my mother.
Wow.
We took, after Thanksgiving, that Saturday after Thanksgiving, my sister said, yo, meet us in Harlem. We're going to go out to eat with mommy, just me and you, no grandkids. So anyway, it's just all about things. That's why I never question them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect anybody that questions, because at the end of the day, we all different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
I just never question it.
I learned that later on. So in that moment, young, you're not, you don't have the same experience that you had prior. So I questioned everything. I'm like, damn, how can God be real? If she gonna make this woman suffer, she don't deserve it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can this be real? I had that frame of thought, but then, later on, you start to realize there's a reason for everything, and
that doesn't make you less than a man. That's just you as a human. At the end of the day, we human, bro.
Yep.
Come on, like, you had your questions. Me, I kind of grew up in a Christian home my whole life.
Yeah.
And I think my relationship with God allowed me to, you know what, mom's in a better place.
Right.
I think I was more, I ain't gonna say I think, I was more for my father. You talking about 65 years of marriage. They came from South Carolina together.
Yeah.
Adopted
That's
me
tough.
and my sister.
And that's all he knows is her. That's
So
his life.
That's really where the devastation came in, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But your life is taking you, man, around the world and back, Lee.
Yeah, I had a nice run so far.
Around the world and back.
Yeah. Yep, I had a nice run.
For the greatness.
Yep.
For the greater cause, man.
And
You
I
had
met
these,
some good people, and
Right.
and we were talking earlier. I'll run that story, that LeBron James story.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that moment with LB.
Yeah,
Because I
so-
remember seeing him play. Because we talked about the thing about the parent
Yep.
and him and Bronny, man.
Yep. So in 2010, when Bron left Cleveland to go to Miami, I was going up to 'cause my partner that I started Next Level with. He lived in Akron. He's from
Okay.
Akron. So we went up there. He had to take care of some family business. So I was like, all right, I'll go up there with you. And so this weekend, I'll never forget it. This weekend was a big weekend because Miami is football weekend, college football. Miami was playing Ohio State that weekend.
And
And that was
LeBron's
a big
in the
deal.
building.
Bron left Ohio to go to Miami, and he's supposed to be at this game and all that. So
Was that the year he wore the Ohio jersey?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I just know the game was at Ohio State. They were playing Miami. He just left Cleveland. It's the off season, and so it was a big deal. So at that point in time, I'm playing ball every day, and I got to get in the gym every day, right? So I'm like, yo, I got to get in the gym, get some shots up. So
In
he's like-
Akron.
In Akron.
Okay.
So he's like, all right, we'll go to
True
St. Vincent.
hooper,
St.
finding
You already know, I got to find a gym.
Gotta find a gym.
So we go to St. Vincent, St. Mary's, and so we in there, we shooting around, blah, blah, blah. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if Bron came through. You got that little wild fantasy, like, yo, Bron came through, you play. So it might have been in there about 30 minutes. And then you see the shadowy figure come through the doors. It's like some aura shit. Like,
some-
yo, it's like
some
it's
oracle
crazy.
shit.
Yeah. It's like,
Especially as a
Oh,
basketball
shit. Uh-huh.
cat. You know what I mean?
Yep. So he comes through the door, and he has a bunch of like University of Akron cats with him, and so we start playing runs. So we start pickup. So he probably played about 7 or 8 pickup games, and like I told you off the camera, like I played ball with a lot of people, against a lot of people, a lot of great players. I've never been in awe of one of them. LeBron James is the only player I've ever been in awe of on the basketball court. I've never seen anything like it.
So that was that moment.
Yo, I've never seen anything like it.
That was just
I've
pick
never
up
seen-
ball.
That was
Let's
just
be
pick
clear.
up
That
ball.
was just pick up.
Yep.
You're not even really.
Yep. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen somebody that big, that fast, handle the ball like that. His IQ was off the charts. I mean, he could pass the ball. Like,
And he's
seeing
playing. Let's
things.
be clear. He's playing at a bare minimum.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's catching oops left and right, boom, boom, boom. So, quick funny story in one of the games. So, LeBron's in the help side on one side, and my man throws me an alley-oop. So at this time, I could still get up, right? So I try to catch
Plus
it. With the
LB's in the
alley-oop.
building, so now we on a different level.
Now it's like, yo, you gotta show him
We gotta
proof,
bring
right?
back that era, right?
So I get up on the alley-oop. It was kind of low, and Bron jumps, and I almost banged it on him. But when I tried to catch it, it hit the back rim, right? So they get the ball back, and Bron was looking for some get back, right away. So we get isolated on the top of the key.
You and LB.
Me and LB on the top of the key, one-on-one.
Mano a mano.
Mano a mano.
Let's dance.
Like a clear out, right? He's ready to
It's
get it
just
back
you
on.
and him. It's like
me and him.
everybody
Nobody
cleared
else
out.
is in the gym right now. Nobody else is in the gym in my head. So he's at the top of the key. He backs up through the legs a couple, get back, create some space, and he starts coming at me like game speed. So I see what he's trying to do. Like, he was going to throw the ball off the backboard on one end, try to catch it and throw it down. So he comes at me, and he throws the ball off his right side to try to hit the backboard, and I just hit him, boom, like right in the chest. Caught him. He goes, ball. I said, listen, man, you ain't getting that shit on me. I said, you ain't catching no highlights on me. Sorry. But yeah, man, that was a great experience.
That was that moment.
It was awesome. And
That was another moment.
Oh,
Another moment inside of a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Because
yep.
all those who play ball know that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I remember the first time, honestly, I saw Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get up close with him. But just the fact that I saw him.
Right. He has an aura to him, right?
It's like, yo, I felt like it was like what they say in the Bible when the guy just wanted to touch Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I mean, Mike was a distance. I'm going to be clear. It wasn't like it was, but I saw Mike, and I felt
Yep.
Mike saw me. So I get it. It's that moment, man. And, we have so many of those, man. And I got to tell you this, man, before we get off the air, man. I play a word game, man. And I'm gonna throw out some words, and you just tell me what you feel about them, man.
All right, sounds good.
Basketball.
Life. Basketball is life for me. How they got the T-shirts, ball is life. I live that. That's me. So without ball, God knows where I would be.
G4G.
G4G, grind for greatness. That's the story of my life, right? Grind for greatness, and that's what I try to instill in all the kids that come through my program and I work with, right? Nothing's gonna come easy. You got to put in the work to get if you want to be great.
Right. Yo, my man, it was an honor.
Oh, my honor, my pleasure.
Nah, like seriously, it was an honor, man, to sit next to you, to be a part of this, man. For me personally, having you on my resume.
Vice versa, because I
You know
love
what
what
I'm
you're doing, by the way.
I thank you, man. I admire you, bro. I'm not afraid to say that. I admire. This is not no TV. I'm not looking for. I admire what you did. What you're doing drives me. What I'm doing. Because it's never give up. Never let go. You've always been the same person. Of course, me and you don't have that rapport.
Yeah, we don't
have
interact often,
we have
right?
that respect.
No
we
doubt,
see each
no
other and
doubt,
that
no
love.
doubt.
And it's always been that. And I've always sat back, you know what I mean, and just admire how you carry yourself, man.
Thank
I
you.
respect that, man.
Thank you, appreciate
what you're doing for these kids, man. Not just for our black kids, but also for all groups, all ages. The dedication, the hard work. I want to ask you something personally. How does it feel seeing your kids get to that next level?
Oh, it's a great feeling. Seeing kids, and I have a few kids that I work with over the years who made it to the NBA in the NBA now, or teetering on the G League in the NBA, who've had long overseas careers and
Great college careers.
great college careers. You know, I'm blessed to be a part. You know, I never take credit for anybody's success. I never will. Because
That's why I respected you. You never was one of those. Not to cut you off, but you never was one to.
Yeah.
It just.
Because
Congratulations, King.
I know there's a lot that goes into everybody. You know what I'm saying? I just play a part, and I'm just blessed that they allowed me to play a part in their growth, and they trusted me in their growth, you know, basketball-wise. And, you know, I hope I made a impact on them. And I get excited seeing kids on TV every week that I work with.
And you just keep developing more and more.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. I think that's life, right? We always want to keep on keeping on and always trying to get to that next level. That's what
Your
that
passion,
next level is for.
your passion for this game will never die.
Never.
I don't,
Never.
you know, and I noticed as a kid, we don't blood. Nah, it's more like basketball. I used to tell my mother basketball run through my veins. Sports runs through my veins. You know what I mean? And I know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, even when you're not on the field, you not on the court, you're on the court.
Always.
You know what I mean?
Always.
Even
My
when
mind is
before we
always
set up, the camera, the phone was calling. You know, you put in play. You know what I mean? I respect that, brother, and I know other people admire that about you, man.
I appreciate it.
And for the culture, man, let them know where they can find G4. If they need to sign G4G, if they can sign up, get in contact you.
Absolutely. So if you want to look me up, I'm heavy on Instagram. We're going to expand a little bit more. I've been, you know, kind of stubborn in my social media game. But if you want to look up G4G, go Next Level B-Ball, Instagram, or you can go Leo Jones 12 Instagram and look us up there. A lot of information is there, phone number, contact info, all that good stuff. We got training all week, every day. We have teams, we have camps, we have clinics, rec programs, all that good stuff. And if you want to take your game to the next level, come right here to us. We'll get it done for you.
Yo, you heard it first. You know what I mean? The coach, the athlete, the father, the individual, but also greatness. Here, live, round table. I'm the voice of the culture. I'm my man, Coach Leo. Yo, I'm just honored to sit next to greatness, man. You know what it is. Love is love. See you on the next one. You know what it is. G4G.
Bang.